Hello everyone and welcome to another unit review, and today we're going to be taking a look at Sora, one of my new favorite units. So let's cue the music and get right into it. Honestly, Sora was always going to be an exciting thing for me. Sora is kind of just part of this game that I really love. I really absolutely love the Kingdom Hearts franchise. And yeah, Sora, a lot of people have looked at his kit and said, no, he's not that great. And to be honest, he's probably not the top DPS in terms of some of the stuff out there. Like, if you consider the competition lately, Bartz, as well as CG Lightning, Axstar, are all really good, especially Axstar on the JP side. Well, not a lot of people talk about him anymore because, you know, Lightning came out with just such a bang just for being a CG protagonist that, well, Axstar kind of got buried and a ton of people pulled for Lightning, so that's basically enough to kind of change the conversation. But Sora is just a very powerful unit, and that is something that we are here to talk about today. So we're going to take a look at his kit in depth and then demo him off, and I just wanted to walk through there because it's Christmassy. And I got a Christmas hat. Sora does have a Christmas costume in Kingdom Hearts 2. So yeah, that's my justification. So let's take a look at Sora. Now, first of all, big credit to Alum or Gummy or whoever the artists were who worked on this one. Sora looks just great. His animations are all here from Kingdom Hearts, you know, Ragnarok, Sonic Raid, all of them, and they look really cool too. So if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, you'll definitely get a little bit of nostalgia seeing this guy. So let's take a look at his kit. First of all, his TMR, which I have not gotten yet, so don't ask me, but the Keyblade, basically one of the most I don't know, I feel it's iconic. I feel like if you look at this, you know exactly what series it's from. So there you go. The Keyblade, Kingdom Chain, so from Kingdom Hearts. 160 attack, powered by Key, which is a 30% attack equip bonus when dual wielding, recover 5% MP per turn, and 10% all elemental resistance. Now, powered by the Key is a Sora exclusive ability so yeah, it's kind of too bad. This is just a really powerful TMR. It's just one of the most powerful TMRs. Hold on. From my knowledge, it is Sora only, but unless they changed something recently, Anyway, this is just a powerful base level TMR. 160 attack is a pretty high statted little weapon on its own. As a matter of fact, it starts getting into a little bit of super TMR territory, but the fact that it also has 30% true dual wield on it, 5% extra MP recovery per turn, and 10% elemental resistance. Listen, the elements on the trials are absolutely brutal a lot of the time. Getting an extra 10% on your attackers is pretty frickin' big. As for whether it stacks or not, I haven't heard anything to say that it doesn't stack. So equipping 2 of these to Sora could potentially just give him 20% all elements and an extra 10% MP recovery per turn and 60% true dual wield extra. So yeah, that feels good, to say the least. Now, Super Trust Mastery is nothing bad either. It's a 70 attack up materia with an extra 50% true dual wield on it, which is just really strong. It's just really strong. I don't think there's much else to say about it. This is just a nice limited super TMR that is a 70% attack, unconditional materia that can also give some true dual wield, and getting that can be important. Now, looking at Sora's stats, Sora has actually a really nice set of stats. His base attack is 206. He can put an extra 65 points put in, meaning that he can get up there just like any of the other more recent 7-star attack DPSs that are especially CG, meaning that he can get, I believe the highest attack I've heard somebody is able to get this guy is 3,400 to 3,500 attack. Pretty incredible, to say the least. Now, looking at his kit, he actually does have a fair amount of magic options. He has Libra, Firaga, Blizzaga, Thundaga, Curaga, and Graviga, and Aeroga. So just like Kingdom Hearts 1, although I wish Arrow was a defensive spell. That would have been really, really cool. Going back for a second, looking at his Limit Burst, it is a maxed out 6-hit, 3000% physical attack that debuffs the enemy 65% for all of the enemy's stats. Now it's single target, but 65% debuff, pretty damn nice. It also enables his triple cast for 4 turns, which we'll get into just how good his triple cast is. But at 32 crystals, not super expensive, has a really nice debuffing option, and is a strong physical attack at 3000%. Not to mention that passive-wise in his kit, he actually has some incredibly great passives, one of which just ups his limit burst damage. Limit to Win is what it is called, and it is, I mean, not only does it give some attack modifiers up for some attacks, 30% attack when dual wielding, but it also gives him a 1.3 times limit burst damage, so yeah, it just ups his limit burst damage. He has other things in his kit that are super nice, like when his HP falls below 80%, every turn he gets a 150% attack boost. His HP will at some point fall below, 80%, so getting a permanent or just a 150 attack bonus is really, really good, because it's just not that hard of a condition to meet. Also, basically an extra 100% when true dual wielding, and some actual accuracy, which isn't something we always see with true dual wield, so great. Passives, just for the putting on the his Kingdom Hearts weapon, Keyblade, extra attack, extra defense, gives him past memories. He has natural W command in his, so he has all the flexibility that a lot of recent units have. He has of course, the chaining up damage that all of the more recent units have. He has more attack up when dual wielding. He has 2 weapons naturally. He has passives across all stats. He has the chance to evade a fatal attack when his HP is above 40%, which is really, really cool. That's a 60% chance of happening, but, makes him pretty survivable. Obviously meant to be just like some of the abilities in the game, so that's cool. Extra limit burst fill rate, which is good because we've already talked about how good his limit burst is. More attack, whip bonus, blah blah blah, dodge roll, and a natural 10% MP recovery per turn, which is great because again that triple casting gets expensive and he gets 3 limit burst crystals per turn. Other than that, all of his attack abilities are here from the game that you normally see: Slapshot, Stun, Impact, Hurricane Period, which might not be exactly the name, I can't remember it right now for some reason. Final Break, Vortex, Ripple Drive, which isn't exactly correctly translated, Sonic Rave. He has Blast Arcanum and Strike Raid. Now, a lot of these abilities have different boosts to them. Strike Raid gives a 60% AoE defense and spirit debuff. Slapshot gives limit burst per turn, and Hurricane Period is probably one of the more interesting attacks, as it is a 12-hit, 250% physical attack, but it chains with Tornado. That's cool. That's actually really, really cool. I like that Sora can be a Tornado chainer. Just a really nice chaining family, so that's great. And it debuffs defense for a couple turns. Ripple Drive gives him extra attack and is an 8-hitter. And someone mentioned something about I missed 1 hit on one of his abilities. Oh yeah, Sonic Rave. Sonic Rave is actually 7 hits, so that should chain properly with Divine Ruination. Haven't necessarily tested it yet because it's not the more interesting ability, but Sonic Rave does ignore 50% defense, so it is a pretty strong attack. Last Arcanum is his most powerful ability, though. Last Arcanum is an 8-hit. It is AT chaining, which is Absolute Mirror of Equity, and it's an 1100% physical attack by itself, but also you can add 200% extra damage for each use up to 4 times, so maxed out 1900%. And Combo Plus is his cooldown ability. 6 turn cooldown available turn 1 gives him a 200% attack boost for 4 turns. Self 300% damage modifier on a lot of his abilities, gives him triple cast for 4 turns. So yeah, Combo Plus is just nice. It would be nice if it boosted the rest of his abilities too to make him a little bit more survivable. But now we get into the fun part. How much damage can Sora output? What are Sora's weaknesses, his strengths, everything like that? Well, obviously, whenever you're talking about a damage dealer nowadays, what is the element? And Sora does not have an element, and while dual wielding does give him a lot of flexibility with what equipment he puts on, there is no elemental imbue here, and there is no elemental debuffing, so you're going to have to look elsewhere to find that. Thankfully, we can find that. And so here, I want to demonstrate this fight as I discovered last night with a combination of CG Lightning, Hope, because he can put the Thunder element, although it should be noted that a really other effective team of doing this is CG, Volca, and Vitra, the beach unit, as they can put the Holy element on the entire team really easily. There's a chance to charm, but since she can prevent charm, you can do this team with either, so far I've found really nicely, the Thunder element or the Holy element, and if you have a good, or if there's Wind Imbuer I'm forgetting, then you can probably do the Wind element too. The point is you have access to a 120% debuff. So let's check out this right now. So first, we're going to put the Thunder element on both of our main chainers for this, which will be Chocobo Fina as well as Sora. Now, Fina is going to be trying to get her Limit Burst right away because she needs that for triple cast. Sora, we are just going to kind of screw around for turn 1. So, yay. Let's try Sonic Rave. Just because I haven't really tested it, so. And Aerith is here just to look pretty, as she is. So we got some fairly nice damage turn 1. Nothing maybe that is super impressive to a lot of people, but now we will activate Sora's Combo Plus, and we'll start working on Ars Arcanum. As for Miss Lightning here, well, we're just using her essentially for the debuff. I feel so dirty saying that, but it is true. So we'll just get a nice little chain there between the two of them. Sora has now been powered up, so we are perfectly fine there. And all we have to do is worry about powering Fina, which will not be that difficult as Fina herself can buff herself. So just give it a second. Alright, so now this is where the fun begins. So we're going to use Meditation on Chocobo Fina so she gets her 300% boost. And here with Sora, we're just going to start using Last Arcanum every turn because that's the best one. So here we're getting a Thunder Element chain with a 120% debuff with no chain finisher. As you can see, we're getting a nice chain. Alright, we'll just get you to do that. And Lightning, you can just take a turn off. It's fine. This is all fine. Pretty nice amount of damage for that turn. Alright, so now we will switch over and just start using Fina like that, and Last Arcanum here, and here we go. I guess we just keep putting the Thunder element. Oh wait, the Thunder element is, or Thunder debuff is gone. Wait, what happened there? Oh, am I using? I think am I using the wrong ability? Whoops. Well, too late. We're already doing this. That's weird. I might have misclicked there. Let me just double check. Wouldn't be a live review without... Oh, whoopsie doodle. I was misclicking. It's that one. It's the one next to it. Okay, well, now you've seen how much damage they can do without the Thunder debuff. Let's see how much damage they can do with the Thunder debuff. The damage cap. So, for anybody who's wondering, yeah, with a proper Thunder debuff here, and Lightning can potentially come into the party as just a debuffer and be perfectly fine. But so far I have found that another really good option is just having Fitra, as Fitra can kind of act a little bit better as a support healing unit for the group too. That also is a summoner that deals summon damage, and given a lot of the times that you need to be able to do that, it's just kind of important that you can. So with the proper Thunder debuffing as well as just Thunder attacking, like, you can put out a massive amount of damage with Sora and a proper chainer, providing that you can find a triple cast chainer. Now, I'm not going to lie, of course Chocobo Fina is doing her part, but in my testing, I have not been able to get that quite that high. Sora's kit is really, really powerful. You do need some kind of way of buffing him in the off turns, as his 200% attack will only last for 4 turns, and he needs to wait for Combo Plus to essentially come back, which is not necessarily ideal. There's who I want. Because I do want to demo his Limit Burst. So Sora's kit is missing a couple of things that are important. Elemental Imbue and Elemental Debuffing are 2 things that he needs. However, currently you can actually find some good options out there for Elemental Imbuers too. So yeah, I don't think it's quite as serious of a thing. There are plenty of ways to find good debuffs for the Holy Element, for the Thunder Element, for the Wind Element right now, and it seems like that's going to be a continuing trend into the future. So, Bartz, if you would. 'Tis the season of sharing. So for a level 3 Limit Burst, it's pretty good. It also debuffs the enemy. Of course, we can't debuff the training dummy, but pretty nice for just being by itself. So yeah, Sora has some interesting chaining families. He also has some pretty good chaining too. His Limit Burst has a really nice debuff on it. His kit is really good, except for not having Elemental Imbue and Elemental Debuffing, but clearly he can output a lot of damage. And just to prove it one more time, without the screw up, let's just run through that setup one more time. Especially if I could click things properly. Where's Miss I'm on a Horse? There she is. Because the one other thing is to realize how, or the one other thing that's really advantageous about Sora is that he can start just doing all the damage he needs to right from the get-go. And that is super, super valuable. So checking out here. Thunder, Thunder, okay. This time with the actual debuff, hey, look at me, I did things right. Now, with less screwing around, let's see how this works. So on turn 1, being able to do that much damage. Turn 2, while we're unlocking triple cast there, we already have Sora into triple cast, and we can just start using Last Arcanum a whole heck of a lot. Chocobo Fina's attack is a little weird to chain into, but it's fine. It gives her triple cast, and that's really what we want. Alright, so approximately that much damage. Now, on turn 3, How much damage can we do? Can we do enough? Let's find out. Alright, so that was pretty good, I'll have you note. You'll notice that we did the damage cap without any chain finishers, which is pretty cool. One more time, let's just take note of how much damage Lightning is doing by herself. Pretty much nothing, and now let's just go right in. The one thing is also that I should mention is Sora does have a pretty high MP cost. Using triple cast being able to access triple cast constantly means that he can just blow through MP like nobody's business. But by the time you get to the point where his triple cast runs out, you basically have your limit burst. So you're going to want some kind of MP support for Sora. Warrior of Light, Lena will be perfectly fine, as well as Aerith. You do get one turn off, but since you get such a strong debuff on his limit burst, it doesn't actually feel that bad. Just to show off their stats. Whoop, gotta go the long way. So that was without Sora's debuff on him, and there you go. That's when we started seeing the drop. But we had 0 buff on him, we still did 1.7 billion. Sora is an incredibly stable amount of damage with a pretty regularly cyclable kit. The other reason that I like using Folk and Fitra with the Holy Element with Sora, one, there are some really great healers out there who can debuff the Light Element, which is a big plus. But Folka and Fitra not only can debuff the Light Element, give status protection, and give the Light Element, or debuff the Light Element, and give the Light Element to your attackers. The other thing that's super nice about Folka and Fitra is that they can also cover MP regeneration too, pretty handily. So yeah, I think there's a lot of good teams that Sora can be on. I think that the general fact that his Keyblade just gives extra elemental protection is amazing. And yeah, Sora, I think he's just great. Definitely a better unit than I think some people give him credit for. Will he be able to necessarily outdamage CG Lightning and Bartz? Probably not. Bartz and Lightning, I think Bartz wins in the long run for having permanent buffs. Lightning wins in the short run because I think she can just dish out a tiny bit more damage, but I'm not 100% convinced. I don't think ever in my CG Lightning testing I was able to do this much damage this quickly and this consistently. So, yeah. But it is something to consider that Sora is pretty damn good, provided you have the other elements to really support him. Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next unit review when we talk about Cloud, the one that seems to got more attention. Okay, anyway, see you next time.